on the 1990 album Flood. This episode was co-written by Syracuse University student Andrew Fraser as part of the Soundbeat class partnership. Find out more about the partnership at soundbeat.org. Soundbeat is produced at the Belfer Audio Archive, Syracuse University Libraries. I'm Brett Barry.
I'm Captain Tom. You're listening to KPFT Houston. We have the Veterans of War Show every Wednesday, 9 p.m. on HD2, right here at KPFT.
Hey y'all, I'm Anna Lamare. KPFT has been a supporter of my music since day one, and I'm grateful to be a part of this family. Thank you for helping spread independent local music. Support community radio. And this is 90.1 KPFT Houston.
Support for KPFT and the Prison Show is provided by the Cohen Parole Law Firm. For almost 40 years, Gary Cohen has helped represent incarcerated individuals throughout Texas obtain parole and fight parole revocations. We protect those who have fallen short of perfection from the wrath of those who believe they have attained it. For more information about Gary Cohen and his associates, Alan Bennett and Gene Anthis, you can find it at the website, parolelaw.com. You may also contact them at 512-476-6201.
Listeners should be aware that the following program contains language and audio images which may be found disturbing and may not be suitable for your snotty-nosed little brat who probably cusses like a sailor behind your back anyway. Parental discretion is advised.
Daddy, I'm coming to see you. Visiting hours next week. Mama ain't been doing too well, I'll tell you more when we speak. And Billy's loving high school. He's out there blocking for JV. I'm sure he's gonna come around by the time you get released. Friday night, the inmates go quiet. Listen for a voice they know.
It's time to holler down the pipe chase and rattle them bars, because we're going to do a prison show for you right here at beautiful old, historic old, exciting new KPFT Houston, from the heart of Montrose, where we all hope tomorrow will be a better day.
I can see is freedom. I will hold you once more. The men with no visitors, no money on the books. Remember, David's always gonna be here. You're never so alone. This ain't my love. It's Friday night. The inmates go quiet. Listen for a voice they know. It's Prison Radio. Prison Radio.
And welcome to the Prison Show. Tonight is Friday, April the 5th. And woo, it's been a week. I know I say that every week, but this week, David sent me an article earlier. The title is The Slow Death of a Prison Profiteer, How Activism Brought Securus to the Brink. So basically the article is saying the nation's largest prison telecom company, Securus, is on the verge of bankruptcy. Yep. Its failure would represent a remarkable victory for advocates and a potential beginning of the end for the industry as we know it. So, we have the article, and we haven't really had a lot of time to go through it, but basically, Securus is not looking too good, and it controls 80% of the prison phone calls, tablets. So that's all we know for now. And we also had a bit of good news. the Fifth Circuit ruled in favor of a prisoner not allowed to sleep more than 3.5 hours per night. So they ruled on that in favor of him. He's at the Estelle unit, and I think we're going to have more on that later. And David, you're quiet.
I was letting you do your thing. You want me to tell you more about Securus?
Tell me.
So they're only making $740 million, and they're over $1 billion in debt. And so they can't pay their debts. And so they're going to end up having to sell. They're encouraging them to sell. So it looks to me like their competitors or whoever they owe the money to is trying to take over.
Yeah.
And so the reason why they're saying that the advocates are having victory is because everybody's been advocating to get the prices down, that the prices were so outrageous and they were ripping people off. And I mean, they got a captive audience. They have no choice to pay whatever they're charging because it's the only game in town. But yet they're so far... I seen a post earlier that said that they're hood rats. They can't even pay their light bill.
That's awesome.
So, I mean, they want to charge everybody for their service, but yet they need to pay their own bills. And if they got in over their heads while they were building everything, so now somebody can come in because it's already built and just scoop it up, but they have to pay the billion dollar debt, and that's where they're having a hard time finding a buyer, I guess.
And I have a hard time believing that, some of these movies are like $10 that these men and women are buying. The music, the games, all of that. I can't even see.
Yeah.
I know not all of it goes to Securus, but.
They're making, I wish I had, maybe I don't, that's a lot of responsibility, but $740 million, and they can't pay $1 billion debt. I mean, it's like, here, you have a little bit this month, and you have a little bit that month. And,
right. But
somebody's going to be happy to get $500 million.
I know they took, like, when the phones first came in, phone calls were like $6 for a 20-minute call. I know, I was paying them. And
they're saying that the video visits are like $15 a piece.
Depending on the unit. Yeah. Some units charge, some don't. So it all.
Well, they had the experiment going on with the free ones for a while because of COVID or whatever, but COVID's over with now. Yeah. So how many are actually free now?
Most of them are free.
Oh.
For video visits. But, they're only an hour long, so.
And that's TDC. What are the other prisons doing?
Right. But there's a group, I think, of 10 units in TDC that still charge, which I think they use a different system, which I'm not sure, but it's like I need to check, if your unit's using video visitation, if they're charging, because, it does get expensive.
But last I heard there were like 500,000 incarcerated individuals that were using Securus technology.
It doesn't surprise me.
So, you'd think after, they're holding everybody hostage with the pricing.
So, 80% use Securus.
So I'm kind of leery. We've been fighting for 3 years to get on, and we finally get approval from TDCJ, and we're just supposedly waiting on Securus to give us permission because right now they've got a freeze on new content.
Well, now I think we know why they have a freeze.
Yeah, and now that we know why they're having issues with the calls, they're. Mm-hmm. And then they're inventorying all the tablets. They're trying to figure out what they've actually got.
That's probably why. And I know from tonight at midnight till 3 in the morning, they're shutting down all the tablets for some kind of
update.
I don't know. But we will find out and we will tell you about it. But tonight, David has lined up an incredible show. Allison Mathis, attorney at Mathis Legal Services, she will be on. Dr. Terri LeClercq, everyone knows her. She's the prison grievances, when to write, how to write, as well as 4 other books. Danny Sneed, the encourager, the prison show veteran reporter, he is in the house. Linda and I will be doing our death row reporting, but before anything else, we're going to have Allison on line 2.
Hey, guys. Can you hear me?
We sure can. How are you doing this evening?
I'm wonderful. How are y'all?
It's Friday. We're great.
I know. I love it. I'm so interested in this Securus thing. I've been following it a little bit because I don't like them very much either. From an attorney's perspective, not only because I think that they are abusive to the people, their captive audiences that you guys are talking about, but also because a part of the reason they have so much debt is because they've been sued so many times for all the horrible stuff they've done, including leaking privileged attorney-client conversations.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And so that's one of the problems. You know, Harris County has a major contract with Securus, and they provide a lot of the communications for the jail. I really have been kind of on a kick trying to encourage Commissioner's Court to change that contract significantly because the attorney-client video visits don't work very well. And also we have some legitimate concerns that they're saying they're not recording these conversations, these privileged conversations, but we don't really know that because they told other people that, and it turns out that wasn't true.
Oh.
So, you know, I mean, it just seems like they take advantage wherever they can.
Absolutely, they do. But on the good front, you heard about the Fifth Circuit.
Yes. Oh, my gosh. And I'm so excited about this. And I think that's kind of what I came on to talk about. I wanted to kind of go through the ruling with everybody out there because I know I had to go to law school to be able to read and understand stuff like this.
and we love that you're on to tell us about it.
Well, I mean, you know, I'm always amazed. About 1 in every 10 inmate written writs that I see is just like brilliant. And I know that there are so many people out in TDC right now who are listening to this who have educated themselves in the law so much. And so they probably understand it better than I do. But I'm thrilled to just be able to come on and talk about it a little bit based on my own understanding because we get so little good news out of the Fifth Circuit.
Amen to that. Yeah.
So the case that we're talking about is called Garrett, Michael Garrett. He's our guy. He's the brave soldier who initiated this action. And he initiated it back in 2013. He's been in prison for about 30 years. He's serving a long bit. And so in 2013, he was in the McConnell Unit, and he decided that he was going to sue because the McConnell Unit, like a lot of other units, only has about 4 hours at night dedicated to sleep, right? Which just seems unreal. I think a lot of people who aren't in prison, who don't have loved ones in prison, just have no idea how ridiculous the scheduling is there. And so he sues in 2013, and he goes to district court, to federal court, and he says, guys, this is cruel and unusual. You can't keep people in prison and the lights on all the time and, you know, have them have to answer to count at 1 o'clock in the morning and only give them a couple of hours to sleep uninterrupted. This is cruel and unusual punishment, right? And so the magistrate, the magistrate judge who heard his case in 2013 dismissed it. And he said, no, I don't think that this is cruel and unusual. I think that you failed to actually state a claim because maybe it sucks for you to not be able to sleep more than 4 hours a night at a time, but you haven't shown that you suffered any real injury from that. So we think you need to show us, you know, that you actually had something bad happen to you physically because of this lack of sleep. So if you can show us that you actually had something bad happen to you, then maybe come back. But until then, we don't think you have a case. Well, that's stupid because the law shouldn't make you wait until something bad happens to you before you can stop it from happening. Right?
Yes.
It's kind of like self-defense. We shouldn't be required to wait for somebody to shoot us before we can defend ourselves.
Right.
So So that doesn't make any sense. And so our guy appeals, and he goes up to the appellate court. He goes up to the Fifth Circuit, and he says, this can't be right. Go tell them that this can't be right. And the Fifth Circuit actually says, you know what? You're right. That's not right. Mr. Garrett, you win, get a new trial down in the district court and the magistrate court, because they misinterpreted the way that the Eighth Amendment works. And they threw out your claim when they shouldn't have. So what the Fifth Circuit said was, you don't have to show that you have been physically injured. You just have to show that there's a substantial risk of serious harm, right? So that makes sense. That's what we're talking about. This is kind of the self-defense part of it, where you don't have to wait to actually be injured. If you can show that there's a substantial risk that you're going to be actually injured, then you've got a claim. And the other thing that they said that the court needed to look at was whether the prison officials were being deliberately indifferent to excessive risk. And so that's what they said. They said, okay, so district court that originally dismissed this case, you need to reconsider it, and you need to think about what we just said. You need to think about whether this constituted a sufficiently serious risk of harm, and also whether the prison officials were deliberately indifferent to this excessive risk. So give us another ruling. So it goes back down to the district court. And in the meantime, it's been 5 years, right? It's been 5 years since he initiated this action, and he's even more and more sleep deprived, and so is everybody else in TDC. And so he has another trial. And at this trial in 2018, Garrett says, okay, look, I've got an expert. And this expert on sleep says that it is really dangerous and it risks a lot of super serious health conditions to sleep less than 4 hours a night. And I think, he had to have an expert come and say it, but we all probably just know that.
Right. Absolutely.
That's logical. It's ridiculous that it had to get to this level and took all this, litigation. And so TDC comes on and they say, well, we're not really going to talk about that. What we want to talk about is that, we're a prison and we have certain obligations and we have safety issues and we have to do counts in the middle of the night and we have to do all of these things. And we just can't. We can't let inmates sleep more than 4 hours a night, because how would we even do that? And so the district court says, okay, yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right, TDC. Even though the Fifth Circuit told us to reconsider this, we still think TDC, well, if you just can't do it, then you just can't do it. And they ruled in favor of TDC again. So, this is really getting ridiculous, and probably people who are less motivated would have given up by now. But I'm really glad that Mr. Garrett didn't, because he appealed again. And while he was waiting for the Fifth Circuit to rule on his second appeal, he got moved. Isn't that funny? TDC moved him. They moved him to the Estelle Unit. Of course they
did.
Well, so here's the thing that's funny, is one of the things that courts have to look at when somebody is making a claim like this is whether or not they have standing to sue, right? You have to have a reason why you're being impacted particularly. And so when he gets moved out of the McConnell unit, the question is, well, if you're not in the McConnell unit anymore, how can you sue the McConnell unit? How are you being harmed if you've been moved out of the McConnell unit? And all this litigation has had to do with McConnell and what they're doing over there. But the Fifth Circuit actually did something that I thought was really cool. And what they did was they said, we want to have you brief why the Estelle unit is causing you the same or similar problems. So is this something that's happening all across TDC, or is this something that's only happening in the McConnell unit? And so when he was given the opportunity to show how the Estelle unit was the same and actually a little bit worse, and that they provided even less hours of sleep, the Fifth Circuit said, okay, we're going to go ahead and move forward with this litigation because you've shown that you're in the same position. You're still being harmed by TDC, even though you're in a different unit. And so that's kind of where we end up. That's kind of where we end up when this ruling comes out on March 22nd. And the Fifth Circuit just kind of blows a hole in what the district court has been doing. Because at this point, this has gone down to the district court twice. And the district court really last time pretty much, I think, ignored what the Fifth Circuit said.
And I'm sorry, Allison, but we've got to wrap it up. But to make sure people know, because they do have tablets, Garrett is... I have it right here. Garrett is spelled, his name is Michael Garrett, Garrett. And they can look that decision up on their tablets.
That's right. And if you look it up on the Fifth Circuit, the case number is 22-40754. And so what's going to end up happening is the Fifth Circuit has said that this is going back down again to the district court. And hopefully the district court decides it clearly this time, but I think it's making a new standard, or really not a new standard, but it's clarifying the standard for what inmates can bring lawsuits for. And I think this is maybe opening some really important floodgates for more conditions of confinement litigation, and I really look forward to seeing what happens in the future.
Well, thank you, Allison, so much, and we look forward to having you back on real soon.
And two things real quick.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations on your candidacy.
Woo!
Thank you.
Yep. And then number 2 is happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Allison. Happy birthday to you.
Woohoo!
Oh my
and
gosh,
many more.
You guys made my day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on. You have a good night.
Anytime. Good night, y'all.
Good night. All right, now we have Miss Terri LeClercq online, or Dr. Terri LeClercq, line 1.
Hello, and happy birthday, Allison, also.
Yes.
Yes. And one real quick backup on the Securus debt, the $740 million debt. I would love to see their books and see how much their board of directors was making every year. I have this funny feeling there was money going up, not down, but, you know, what do I know?
Yeah, what do we know?
Yeah. Okay, so today, Dani, we are going to talk about spring.
Spring. Okay.
Spring is sprung, right?
Boing.
Okay.
Boing.
Spring. Yeah. A correspondent has just shared this curmudgeon thought with me. Quote, I'm tired of winter. I want to fast forward to complaining about how hot it is.
I'm with him all the way.
Well, yeah, but we are having a good spring, except, you know, here in Central Texas, we've had 3 freezes, 2 of the hottest days ever, and spotty rain, and even hail, yeah. But
oh, hail.
Spring.
Oh, hail.
Yeah. We're having green grass and trees and wildflowers. And true, some of you inside TDC may not be getting to share all these delights, but you can remember them, and perhaps you can anticipate them, and you can cultivate spring inside of you. Deep breath, quiet, hope where you might not have found it before. Latin American author Pablo Neruda said, you can cut all the flowers, but you cannot keep spring from coming. Neither, by the way, can TDC. They can do lots. They can't do that. Okay, Dani, David, when you hear the word spring, what's the first thing you think of?
Flowers.
Flowers?
I think of flowers.
Huh. David, you also?
Yeah, because the wildflowers are blooming everywhere.
Yeah, blue bonnets.
Yeah, they sure are.
Yeah.
We got purple and orange and blue and yellow, all kinds of wildflowers where we live at.
Yeah, I've seen some pictures. It's beautiful. Wow. When I was younger, when I thought about spring, I thought about getting a new dress and shoes for Easter. We were military dependents. We didn't have much money to spend on clothes if we didn't have to have them. Now, what's with society today, by the way? I want you guys to explain this. People have closets stuffed with clothes and shoes. I read about a woman who insists on having shelves made into her closet just to hold all of her shoes. They have 2 feet, people.
Oh,
What's
no,
that
no,
all
no,
about?
no. You can never have too many shoes. Never.
You're one of those.
I am one of those. Love me some shoes, man.
You didn't have my mom and dad, that's for sure. When I was, my brother back in the old days thought about spring training. If you said the word spring to him, he said training, spring training. And I suppose my dad anticipated another spring deployment, which wasn't great, but it was his job. My Yankee husband here loved spring when he was a kid because he could make money pushing an ice cream cart through the Bronx streets. So when he heard spring, he thought, money. An ice cream. And he still thinks of ice cream. Right. Yeah. And you, our listeners, what do you think about when you hear the word spring? Swimming, outdoor jobs, car races? Here's my goal for KPFT listeners tonight. Recapture your innocence and joy of spring. You have walls and you have noise and you have fears, but your mind, your beautiful mind can take you into a beautiful spring. I'm going, and I hope you follow me too.
I'm sorry, Terry. David and them have the mic on. I apologize. All right, go ahead, Terry.
Where do you want me to start?
No, it's okay.
Okay. But I said, but your mind, your beautiful mind, can take you into a beautiful spring. I'm going, and I hope you go with me. Know that out here, we're thinking of you in there every day. We're sending you our best wishes. God bless you, each and every one. Best of luck for spring. That's it.
Well, we love you, Terry, and you always make us think when you call. She does. Stephanie's right here going, yes, she does. And, I always tell my friends when they're starting to write, I could have used your advice earlier about a grievance. But I feel like ordering your book for a whole bunch of people right now.
Go for it.
I think I'm
made. It's so cheap. It's on Amazon. It's so cheap. And it's made into a comic book. So how can you go wrong?
How can I go? Yes. You know what? I may do that. We appreciate you, Terry, and we love you. And can you throw in your address?
Sure. It's Dr. Terri, Terri, LeClercq, LE, capital CLERCQ, at University of Texas School of Law, 727 East 26th Street. 727 East 26th Street, Austin, where the flowers are blooming, 78705.
All right. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a great weekend.
Happy spring. Bye-bye.
Happy spring, yes. All right, and now in the studio is Dani Sneed, the Encourager.
Okay, well, hello, everybody. Thanks for the opportunity once again to come in and talk about veterans and incarcerated veterans. Did you guys know that April was Second Chance Month? Second Chance Month is an opportunity for the nation to take a step back and start the conversation around second chances. Who needs a second chance? Who needs a second chance? People coming out of jails and prison deserve a second chance. And some of the things, barriers that affect people coming out of jail and prison, number one is housing. Number two is employment.
Yes, yeah.
And but as a veteran, and I'm a U.S. Army veteran, I served from 1982 to 1988. I joined from high school. Recruiter came in the room, and he started talking about my dreams, because my dream was to get out of the neighborhood. Didn't have the resources to go to college. Had the GPA, but not the backing. So when he came in and talked about people that wanted to go to college, they were offering opportunities. They'll pay for you to go to college and all the good things, travel. And the one thing about it is I could get away from my mama. Oh, Lord. Boy, mama didn't play. Mama had me at church every Sunday. And she was the strictest drill sergeant I ever met. I've had people of authority over my life, from parole officers to probation officers to drill sergeants to COs, but nobody could stand in the shoes of my mom when it came to holding me accountable and putting structure around me. Matter of fact, I paroled. Out of 3 times I made parole, 2 of those times I paroled to my mother's house. And the first thing my mother said to me is, you got 180 days and you got to be out. You got to find, I don't care how you do it, I'm going to give you 180 days. And I remember the first night I came home, I wanted to watch TV. And I was back in the back room, and I had the TV on. And my mother came back there about 12:30. She said, cut that TV off. I got to get it ready to go to work in the morning. I said, cut the TV off? I just left prison where they made us cut the TV off. She said, if you don't cut that TV off, I'm going to call your parole officer in the morning and tell them to come get you. Because if you can't follow my rules, you can't stay here. I said, oh? Okay. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, I had a mother that from the day I stepped out of prison, she said, I will support you, but there's structure here just like you left. But on another note, I want to bring and use my time to talk about, if you're a veteran, I'm here in Houston, Texas, but the benefits that are offered to a person that have served honorably for 2 years or more, whether you had honorable discharge, general discharge, or medical discharge, are eligible for medical benefits. Pretty much all benefits. But if you were in the National Guards or Reserve, but you never was called to active duty, you may not be eligible for health care at the VA. So what are the services that I want to point to is those guys that are listening that received an honorable discharge. If you know you didn't get an honorable discharge, there are avenues when you get out to challenge that and get it upgrade to at least general. And as you as I stated earlier, people with general discharge are eligible for all medical benefits. Why is that important? Because we strongly encourage veterans when they get out within the first 30 days to report to your local VA medical center and sign up for VA health care. Bring a list of your medications taken while incarcerated, and they're going to set you up with a primary care person. This doesn't mean you have to have something wrong with you, but these are some of the things that you'll be eligible for. Comprehensive medical care, mental health care, substance abuse treatment, pharmacy services, employment services, homeless services, surgical services, and many other programs and services that are offered only to veterans. But let's go back to what I said earlier. What are the biggest barriers that face anyone leaving jails and prison? Not all of us can parole to mama house. So the VA has a homeless program that partnerships with HUD and the HUD program, which is a better term, Section 8. So what HUD and the VA does and work together is they say, we don't want our veterans homeless. So what we're going to do is we have a housing first program for veterans. That means when you get out, if you go to the VA and you try to get in, and you say, I want to get involved into the housing program. What do I need to qualify? Well, you're a veteran. Did you serve 2 years? You have an honorable discharge. You eligible. We're not going to put you in permanent housing day one, but through our grant per diem program, we're a partnership with a lot of community support agencies that support veterans that will temporarily house you until you get permanent housing. And they would do that up to a year. Whatever it takes, however long as it takes you from move from temporary to permanent housing, the VA will cover. They will pay these independent nonprofit companies to house you. Now, you may be in a room with 2 other people, but you won't be they won't be your cellie.
Right. Yeah.
It won't be no top bunk, bottom bunk. And they will provide you food. And it won't be, but there's still going to be structure. Now, I told you, when I paroled in my mama house, there was structure. So one thing is to be aware of, and it's another thing my mom would tell me when I was a kid, when I was thinking, if I get away from you, life was going to be great. She'd say, son, wherever you go in life, there's going to be rules. There's going to always be someone telling you what to do. And when you're incarcerated and they're always telling you what to do, you have this mindset that if I leave this place, I'm going to be able to escape being told when to get up, go to bed, when it's time to eat. I'm going to avoid all this structure. But that's the farthest thing from the truth. When we leave prison, that structure doesn't stop. Rules doesn't stop. You still have to be, you're still accountable for following society standards and living standards. To give you an example, I'm going to get out, my brother gave me a car. Okay, you out, your brother gave you a car. But you can't just drive the car without no insurance. You can't drive the car without having a driver's license. And someone will say, well, why I got to have all that to drive a car? Well, that's that mentality that closed, or they just say in the therapeutic community, concrete thinking, that rules were made for you, Danny. They weren't made for me. Rules were made for the people over there. They're not made for me. I understand there are rules. They just don't apply to me. And that's a way of thinking that I had myself to get away from. But again, if you get out, say if you get out of prison next week and you can't remember all the things I talked about, remember these 3 digits, 211. So when you get to that city or town you're in and you're a veteran, dial 211 and say, how do I get in contact with Veteran Services, my local VA? Because 211 is a national number in every state that directs you to services that that city or state offers, whatever there is. They have it's like calling old school. Remember, it was 411. You call information. I'm from that era.
Yeah, I am too.
I'm from that era. I said, like, I don't know her number. Man, call information. You dial 411. Her name is Jessica. No, it's probably her mama name, Mary Holman. And they would give you the number, right?
Absolutely.
So 211 is the national number. The good news, guys, is I look at the totality of how long I spent in the criminal justice system. 26 years I was involved in the criminal justice system. One day I reported for the last time, and I went into the parole officer, and I called everybody that I knew because this was a monumental moment for me. I said, this Tuesday at 9 a.m., I will be reporting for the last time on parole. And it was after 26 years from my first conviction, and I was kept backing up my parole. Like my first sentence was 18 years. But when they paroled me out in 18, 20 months, I went right back. And I kept losing street time. It's just crazy how they'll turn a 10-year sentence. And now that day, I could turn a 10-year sentence into a 15-year sentence by never completing the 10-year sentence by violating my parole, and they take your street time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they still do that, but it's a crazy system.
They do.
But I'm not big at pointing my finger at the system, Danny. I'm big at holding myself accountable for all the things that I did that put me in a corrupt prison system that was built for profit and not punishment. So I made myself available to be a part of the corrupt system by not addressing my substance abuse. So this is my last thing. I got about 30 seconds. If you like me and you know the underlying conditions that keep you caught up in the criminal justice system is drugs or alcohol, and I'm going to label mine was crack cocaine. And until I identified and faced that, there was nothing going to keep me from keeping going back in and out of the criminal justice system. So they can build all the resources they can. These people can work hard to give us better advantages when we get out. But at some point, I had to take responsibility. What am I going to do when people give me that second chance or that good job? So that's my message today. For you sitting where I sat, lay where I lay, got your ramen noodles with the thing on top of it to keep it, you know. I had just one simple prayer when I was in prison in my last time. Dear Lord, I don't want to get out of prison. I want to stay out of prison. I'd rather discharge this sentence than to get out and have to come back, which would be a lot worse. Thank you, guys. And thank you, David, and the Prison Show for giving me an opportunity.
Thank you, Danny.
We appreciate you coming on, brother.
All right. Now, Miss Linda is going to come join me in here. And we're going to start our segment. Good evening, everyone on Texas Death Row and everyone else listening, because we all know you are listening. We get the letters. David gets them, too. As Abe pointed out last week, Randall May's death sentence was commuted to life without parole by the CCA on the Atkins and Moore claims. This, of course, is a win. It really is. Right now, we have one scheduled execution in Texas. Get your phones out because right now is the time to call the governor's office. 512-463-2000 or 512-463-1782. Tell him you oppose the death penalty and all executions. As Clementine said, Clementine's our friend that goes out to the protests and goes to Gloria's meetings with us. She wants to invite Abbott to join the new conservative organization against the death penalty. Woohoo. Start calling all those DAs. So if you oppose the death penalty and you haven't been doing your part, start. Differences do not matter when you're standing with others protesting the injustice. Currently, we have one official execution, like I said. Romero Gonzalez is scheduled for June the 26th. Now, as my friend Mayo says, here's the news you can use. And just to remind everyone, if you want a copy of the information that we read, let Linda or I know. Brandon McCall, you filed your petition at the Supreme Court on March 25th, coming out of the CCA. Aureli Escobar, you got a lot going on. On March 27th, the American Bar Association filed an amicus curiae brief. On March 28th, an amici curiae was filed of former states attorneys general, United States attorneys, and prosecutors, and the Innocence Network and the Center for Integrity in Forensic Sciences. All of this at the Supreme Court coming out of the CCA. And on at the District Court on March 27th, Judge Pittman denied your motion for reconsideration. On March 28th, you filed a petition for writ of habeas corpus against the state. Rodney Reed, you were rescheduled for conference coming out of the CCA again at the Supreme Court, but the date has not been given. Stephen Nelson, you have been scheduled for conference at the Supreme Court for April the 12th, and you filed your reply to the state on March 27th coming out of the Fifth Circuit. Dylan Compton, you have been scheduled for conference at the Supreme Court 9 times, with the last one being March 28th. But it was not heard, and we do not have another date yet. And this is all coming out of the CCA. Rodolfo Medrano, you were scheduled for conference at the Supreme Court on March the 28th, coming out of the CCA, but you were not heard. And, of course, another date has not been posted yet. Gustavo Sandoval, you have been scheduled for conference at the Supreme Court 6 times coming out of the CCA, but you have not been heard yet, and another date has not been posted. Tony Ford, you have another status hearing in the county on April the 12th. Mark Robertson, George Curry, Tony Ford, and Ricky Cummings. On March the 28th, Freddie Hurley has filed a second motion to intervene at the district court. Stephen Thomas, the state filed a response to your habeas petition at the district court on March the 21st. James Calvert, on March the 28th, Judge Barker denied your motion to stay and obey at the district court. John Rubio, on March the 28th, Judge Rodriguez denied your motion for discovery at the district court. Mark Gonzalez, on March the 28th, the CCA ordered no action will be taken on your motion for leave to file amicus pleading. Willie Washington, on March the 28th, Judge Hanks denied the state's motion to cancel the evidentiary hearing at the district court. Robert Solis, on April 1st, your brief was filed at the CCA. If you need a copy, let us know. Taurus Sells, on April 2nd, the state filed its answer to your complaint at the district court. Harlem Lewis, on April 4th, the state filed a request that the CCA deny the trial court's extension request. And Linda has a poem.
I do. I've got a poem and some birthdays. But I'll give my poem first. And this is a poem sent to me by Driver. It's called Stay Off My Lawn. Preacher's daughter, mechanic's sister, eye contact is good. Slide a little bit closer, would you? Greasy hand smuggling her favorite dress. Lipstick on my lips. Boy, don't I look a mess. I don't wear cologne, but I'm carrying a fragrance. Better not go home smelling like I were Irish spring bathing. Move over, dog. She still spotted a long string of hair on my bald head. And where's my damn helmet? Her wine is wearing off, and I'm feeling scared. Oh, hell, where's my steering wheel? She can't really be that mad. And who interrogated and painted the damn dog? What, she thinks we pillow talked in the doghouse? Yeah, she's mad. She got me walking to work with 2 black eyes, but I'm no sissy, just paid a price. What do you tell a man with 2 black eyes? Absolutely nothing. His body warned him twice. His lady warned him twice. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, thank you, Driver. That was an interesting poem.
Yes.
It was good.
It was good. Driver, you're quite a character. I can say that much.
Yeah.
Okay, and the birthday list is Clarence Jordan, April the 6th, Harvey Irvin, April the 7th, Eric Williams, April the 7th, Howard Guidry, April the 15th, Richard Vasquez, April the 17th, Ronald Pribble Jr., April the 18th, Ronald Hamilton, April the 21st, and Areli Escobar, April the 23rd.
Woohoo!
Happy birthday, guys.
Yeah, everyone, happy birthday. So again, Linda and I wanted to say that we can get copies of your legal papers if you would like a copy. We can definitely get those to you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't been mailing a lot of them in, and that goes for general population also, because we do see a lot, like for instance, the Michael Garrett case that went to Fifth Circuit. That's an important case. Of course, you can pull that up because that was a decision, but a lot of the in-between things we can definitely...
And I mailed some legal work to the LeBlanc unit with our Texas Death Row Angels and our, what do you call that number on there? The, for our
ID.
Our ID for the nonprofit. And the envelope went into the unit. They accepted it.
But you have to have our information, which you can't get off the street. Linda and I have it, and but we don't want to. I think Tifa mentioned that, and a few other organizations have mentioned that they were apprehensive about that and scared people would use.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, we talked about it when it first happened. So we don't, we want to emphasize there's information that we have that we can use. Not everyone.
So don't give our information to anyone.
Yeah. So anyway, can you tell we're not too trusting?
I definitely don't want to be banned.
Yeah, no, definitely not. So, like I said about the Fifth Circuit ruling, that is an important ruling that could help a lot of people.
Yes. You're right.
Yeah, it definitely could. And I know that I keep getting questions about future dates. And unfortunately, yes, there's quite a few people that are eligible for dates. But we do not have that information. Or I can't give the information until it's actually on the TDC website. We have... You know what? I was supposed to say something to let someone... I can't remember what I was supposed to say. I have been sending emails. Several people contacted me today. Emails for grievances, like I was telling Dr. Terri LeClercq. Please, when you file your grievances, make sure that you include all information. And if you would like us to assist you with that, we need the case numbers, the grievance numbers. We need dates. And please don't embellish. Please don't, because it comes out. We will eventually, and it just crushes our credibility that we won't be able to do anything else. So please don't embellish. We had that issue in the last couple of weeks. So we can definitely help. Just make sure that you give all the information that you have. And the tablets. At this point, from the research I was able to do, I'm only seeing that the Holiday Unit is the only one. But they were doing a scan, like we said, of all the units, of all the tablets, every single one of them. So just be prepared. Be prepared. It is coming.
They're doing inventory.
Yeah, of course we didn't. I didn't at the time when that started. I was like, "Oh, they're just trying." No.
Yeah, they're doing inventory.
They got
to account for everything.
Yeah, and like one guy at the Estelle unit, these some of these officers are breaking the tablets, and they have. And either if the guy doesn't have the money to buy another tablet, then they don't have one. And sooner or later, everything's going to be done on the tablet. Everything.
As long as Securus is there, I guess.
Well, yeah, that's true. But we don't want to scare people thinking that, oh my God.
They're going to lose their tablets.
Yeah, please don't do that. Lord have mercy. No.
I mean, we don't know what's going to happen.
No, we don't. But
hopefully somebody good will buy them.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would hope that, yeah. But I will say that TDC has invested so much time and energy and because they were going to all commissary on the tablets. They were going to all I-60s on the tablets. So
the tablets make sense.
Yes.
But it's just big money, and it's like a monopoly. And I have to agree, it needs to be controlled.
I absolutely agree. But how things shake out in the end, it's all anyone's guess. And I think everyone, when this came out today, I was like, what the?
Yeah, I didn't expect it.
Yeah.
And actually, Manuela is the one that sent it to me.
Oh, really?
Yep. She said, "Did you see this?" Oh, no. Yeah.
No.
But it started making sense. A lot of things that are happening, now that I see that, then it's like, oh, okay, I can see it now. So I hope that we haven't wasted our 3 years. I hope that maybe we can get through and everything will be okay. And you know what I mean?
I think you did the biggest hurdle was the TDC.
TDCJ approval.
Right.
And now I've got the RSS number for a podcast, and we've also got a YouTube channel. So we've got the video covered and we've got the audio covered. And I would think that the podcast would be the easiest way for them to pick it up and it just be audio.
I would think so too.
And that way we don't have any control over it. There's no conflict of interest. It just automatically gets uploaded as soon as... The only problem with the RSS feed is it's not live. So as soon as I go home and I load it at midnight or whatever, that's whenever they could listen to it. So they could listen to us on Saturday, not on Friday night. So I would rather it be live. So I was kind of hoping that we could do a different version. But whenever I found out about Antenna Pod, so I started the podcast.
Right.
So now we're on any platform with podcast you can imagine. We're even
Yes,
on.
we are.
I seen one earlier, Podbeans or something.
Yeah, I saw. I used to listen because I'm really big on podcasts. I listen to a lot of them, and I was like, Podbean, we're on that now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get it out there whatever way you can. So, guys, if you have your little search engine or whatever, put in The Prison Show. And it'll have a little blue and white. It's our T-shirt logo.
Yeah. Make sure you put the prison show. Yeah.
But then I did see that KPFT has one called, and they call it KPFT Prison Show. They forgot but
they have one, really?
Yeah, I didn't know it, but it's a XLM number. It's different than an RSS feed. So our RSS gets more information in more places.
Okay.
So, but it cost me out of my own pocket. So. It's okay.
Aren't you rich?
No, I'm a working class guy.
I thought you were rich.
No.
All these years under the...
Dee Dee asked me how I was going to recoup, and I told her, well, if we get on the tablets, that's all that matters. And I have had people offer if there's a fee to get on the tablets, they're going to help us. So hopefully I don't have to pay for that. But I'm willing, as long as I can afford it, I'm willing to do whatever I can do because it's our show. We have to get out there.
And that's our end goal. Is to be able to get the word out to, I mean, I don't know how many people knew about the Fifth Circuit ruling. I know I sent it out to several of my friends. Or how many people knew that Securus was in this big of trouble until tonight.
So, but the shout-outs are important, too. The shout-outs have been the biggest part, and that was Ray Hill's whole goal, was because everybody can't get a visit, and the only way we can get across that wire is through the airwaves. So if and we're community media, so if we get on the tablets, or we can get a podcast, or if you got an FM radio, whatever it takes.
Yes, whatever it takes. And I know a lot of y'all have the you have the phone in your cell and you're on the tablets, but just remember us. Remember us in case.
So did I take up some of your time?
No, we got it.
No, we're good.
You're good? So I'll play a quick part of a break song, and then we'll go into do the Gary Cohn advertisement.
Okay.
Oh, we can't call it an advertisement. It's a underwriting.
Bad.
Underwriting. Let's see. Let me find my button.
His name is Little Johnny, and he's only 10 years old. With both eyes swollen for fear that he will be beaten, then locked away all night long. 23 hours in confinement with no way out of his cell, no visits or privileges, no hope of leaving this hell. World of incarceration scars every man and woman and child. The pain it brings leaves no one safe, no place can be found. When Johnny's daddy comes home, he tries his best to hide. So maybe he will only get one whipping tonight. The sound of his daddy's cursing as he stumbles from the car. He drove home drunk again tonight, back from Kelsey's farm. With booze on his breath,
You're listening to KPFT Houston. Support for KPFT and the Prison Show is provided by the Cohen Parole Law Team. For almost 40 years, Gary Cohen has helped to represent incarcerated individuals throughout Texas, obtain parole, and fight parole revocations. We protect those who have fallen short of perfection from the wrath of those who believe they have attained it. More information about Gary Cohen and his associates, Alan Bennett and Gene Anthus, can be found on their website at parolelaw.com. You may also contact them at 512-476-6201.
All right, now we're back, and we're going to get to the shout-outs. Line 2, Robert.
Hello.
Hello.
I haven't talked to you in a long time.
Really, you haven't?
This is Robert Elser.
Yeah, he used to be at Tifa. He was our membership coordinator and all kinds of other stuff for many, many years.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, for 30 years. The only thing I wanted to pass on, and I found it very interesting, what Terry said and you guys talked about, the springtime, the clothes. You have this, you have that. Well, guess what? I'm an old farm boy, so guess what springtime meant to me? And this probably would also relate to the inmates in many years ago, in which we spent springtime digging in the ground planting.
Digging in the ground planting?
We planted cotton. We planted grain. We planted seeds to have the stuff grow. That was springtime to us.
That's great. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Well, no, I used to, as a thing, my dad used to come out and said, okay, it's time. I said, time for what? You're getting a week off from school, get out on a damn tractor and start planting. Okay, so springtime to a lot of different people mean it works the ground. And that's all I wanted to pass on.
Well, you know what? That's a very good point you made. And we appreciate you calling. I know I used to have to plant. I know people probably won't believe that, but I did.
I planted watermelons whenever I was a kid. My mom and dad had a big, giant garden, and we had, each one of us kids would get our own row, and we could plant whatever we wanted. I guess one year I did watermelons, one year I did pumpkins, one year whatever.
Well, we farmed 700 acres of land, and I used to spend a week out there from school. And I told at a class reunion, I said, did you enjoy your spring vacation? And he said, what spring vacation? We never had one. I said, I did. Dad said, get on the damn tractor and get out there and start planting. I just wanted to pass that on.
All right, Bob. We appreciate you calling.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. All right, now we're going to go to Anjanette on line 1. Hi, Anjanette.
Hi, Dani. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Is Linda in? How are you doing, Linda?
She says she's fine.
Good to hear. Well, I was just calling in really quick to give a shout out to my love, Big Will at the Polinsky Unit on Life Row. Hello, my baby. I miss you so much, and I cannot wait to see you tomorrow. I'm very excited. Good talk today. Really appreciate it, and I love you so very much, and I'm missing you, and I'm loving you, and I'm gonna head to bed, and I'll be dreaming of us like always. So keep thinking about me and dreaming of me, and continue to pray. God bless you. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. I have a few shout outs for the guys on Life Row. Blaine! Hi, Blaine. Mayo, Bethel, Mark, Woody, Eric, Debo, and a very, very special shout out to the Fat Swag crew on the Polinsky Unit. Much love and big hugs from Big Will. You guys take care. You already know what it is. Hug life, his life. All right. Well, I hope all you at the prison show have a good night. Definitely take care and drive home safely. Enjoy your weekend.
Same to you, girl.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Now let's go to Nadine. Nadine. Okay.
Hello, everybody. I want to make a shout out to my love at the Polinsky Unit. Hello, Uncle EP. Everyone called me Auntie EP, so I have to take your nickname, okay? I love you so much, Eugene. Love you. And when I saw you at the hearing, it was like my heart was pumping, and it was. I really appreciate, and I wish you the best. I wish us the best in the 2 months coming up, and we will see what will happen. But we are close, Eugene, so you better to be up, man. Okay, I trust you, like you trust me. So we are to be strong together. Okay, so I want to send a hello to my friend Ali. Don't worry, I will answer you as soon as I can, okay? And I want to send much love to my friends, to happy birthday, Howard, and to you, Tony. I send you my power to be strong, and send the letter, and I will read it to the conference we have in LPG, okay? Thank you, Johnny. And what I can say, Big White, I would answer you another letter. I need you to write you 2 letters. Anyway, to every one of my guys, Chong Tong, everyone, I send my love from me and Eugene. And anyway, I love you, my Eugene, and stay strong for me, please. I will be okay. I have good news with my health. I will go on Monday again. They called me, so be quiet. Everything will be resolved. Okay. Bye. Thank you to everyone there for the show. Okay. Bye, Danny. Bye, David. Bye, Linda. Love you.
Love you too, Nadine, and we miss you. Have a great weekend. All right, Annalisa.
Hello, everyone. It's Annalisa. I hope you are all good. And this is my message for my friend Isidro. Hi Isidro, I hope you are well. Thank you for your letter and emails, and I hope my letter arrives soon, and I hope that the book has arrived. I hope you are well and are having a good day, and I send you my warmest wishes and big hugs. Take care everyone. Bye.
She always sounds so sweet. All right, now we have Carmela on line 3.
Good evening. I'm here. I hope everybody's doing okay at the prison show. I'd like to make 2 shout-outs. Oh, I did it again, didn't I? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'd like to make 2 shout-outs. The first one is to Marcus Mullins at Montgomery County Sheriff's Office. Hope you're doing all right, Marcus. I hope you had a good Easter, even though you weren't able to be as free as you wanted to be. I just hope you had a blessed day, and you're doing okay, and things are hopefully progressing for you. Stay positive, stay strong, keep your head up, and just know you're loved. Think about you every day. And the chickens are doing great. Everybody's doing fine. They're at a baseball game for Jonah tonight, a doubleheader, so they should have some good news. And you just take care, and I hope to talk to you next week. I had phone problems last week, so I couldn't call. And just take care. And know that you're loved. The second shout out is for my nephew. I forgot his name. I'm sorry. Bradley Leland Aiken in the. I'm sorry. I'm so
Beto
tired.
Unit.
Yes, thank you. The Beto Unit. I'm trying to remember that because the one lady makes a shout out to Beto. Yes, thank you. I hope you're doing all right, Bradley. Hope you had a good Easter season, and just keep your head up, keep your thoughts pure and clean, and know you're loved. I love you very much, even though we haven't seen each other for a long time. I do love you. I'll never quit loving you. I haven't talked to your dad in a while. Hope he's doing okay, but just take care and do what you need to do, and just know you're loved. I love you very much until next time I talk to you on the Prison Show. Thank you, Prison Show, for being here and doing what you do for all of us, and hi to all the male and female inmates, wherever you are. Know you're loved. Thank you, Prison Show. Good night.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.
You too. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Okay, now we have Julie on line 4.
To my love at Tommy Ray Tig at the Michael Unit. I am feeling better, a little bit better, and I'm feeling a bit better with I've hurt a little bit, but not as bad as I have been, because you know about my kidney stones I've been passing. I don't know if they're still in my kidneys or not, but hopefully they'll dissolve pretty soon. But I've been feeling good the last 2 days, and been thinking about you, and I did put lesser money on the e-com because I accidentally try to put money on this Curious account, and I accidentally hit it like 3 different times on putting the $11 amount on there. And I'm sorry, I just get a little lesser money this time, but I'm trying, like I said, and I just want to let you know that I love you and I miss you, and I hope and pray that you get off the lockdown pretty soon. Everything's good here. Julian's he's doing okay. Everything's going okay here. I miss you and I love you very, very much. Let me see. I think that's it. So I love you and I miss you, baby. And I'm thinking of you and I'm praying for you. I love you very, very, very much. And so, yeah, that's probably about it. But thank you for the prison show as well. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate the prison show that y'all broadcast, and it makes a difference, and y'all really do make a difference for us, and I really appreciate y'all.
Well, thank you so much, Julie.
You're welcome. I love you, baby, and I miss you. But anyway, I appreciate y'all, and because this means so much to me, and I know it means so much to him as well. And you all have a good night. God bless.
God bless you too. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
All right, now we have Caitlin.
This is a shout out for Beto Garza in Polonsky. Hey Boo, how are you? I hope that you're in good health and spirits and that there's a smile on your handsome face. As for me, everything is good. At this moment, I am actually outside work, about to go in. I'm in today and I'll be finishing up and then I'll be off for a few days for vacation days. Yeah, not much plans other than maybe go to Buddy and knock into Elaine and things like that. But yeah, I keep you posted. But it is going to be pretty chilled. Yeah, here at the moment the weather is still like bipolar. Like 1 minute it's like lashing rain, like really hard with wind. And the next minute, yeah, the sky is blue and it's getting nice and warm. So yeah, who knows what tomorrow will bring, or even the next hour bring with the weather. It will not surprise me. So other than that, please know that you're my heart, thoughts and prayers. And thank you for being here for me all the time. So good night, sweet dreams, and please stay safe. And to everybody at the prison show, a big, big thank you for making this happen.
All right, and just a reminder, 713-526-5738, option number 2 to speak to someone or to give a shout out live on the air, 713-526-5738. And we have Miss Shirley on line 6.
Hi, how's everyone doing?
Doing good. How you doing, Miss Shirley?
That's good. Trying to get a cold, sounds like, with this weather the way it is.
Aw.
But
yeah.
I'm calling to do a shout out to Blaine. I love you, Blaine. And I like that devotional you read to me today. It was very pretty. And I want you to keep your head up and have sweet dreams. And hopefully we can talk tomorrow. You seem to be in good spirits, and I'm glad of that. I want to give a shout out to Big Will, Beto, Eric, Mayo, and Mark. Hope you all had a good Easter. And so, guess what, Blaine? I'm winning this one tonight. Ha ha. Bye. I love you more. Gotcha.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, he says he says he always wins, so I got him tonight.
Good. You deserve to win.
Bye, Blaine. I love you. Cody says he loves you. Everybody says they love you. And so I love you. And hopefully I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Love you more again. Talk to you later. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Miss Shirley.
All right.
Okay, now we have Manuela.
Hi and hello. This is my shout out to my husband, Robert Robertson, Texas Death Row. Hi, baby. How you done today? I do hope and pray that you feel good, feel better, that your injuries will heal, and that everything else is okay with your cell and something after this disaster over the Easter holidays. This was not a really good Easter season, not for you and not for me, but I'm sure and I hope and pray that the next Easter season will be better for both of us. Well, I'm alright so far and everything is alright. I'm healthy so far. The other things I write to you, you know that I start my new job next week on Wednesday, and I'm really happy about it, and I can't wait to go there. Yes, everything else is the same like before. You know what I mean? I don't want to talk in public about this because it's really privacy. And the other things I will write to you in a message. I wrote to you. How is going on with your commissary, baby? Hopefully you will get your hot pot today or tomorrow. Hopefully, because you need your warm water, I know. Everything else is the same, how I said before. I should give you many, 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 many greetings, hugs, kisses, encouragements, and everything, blessings, love, lots of love from my friend Manu. She told me this in a message, and so I will give it to you now with my shout out. And how I said, anything else what I have to say to you in privacy, I will let you know in a message if you get it. Some messages from you are still missing. Since 3 days, I get one from 3. Okay. Hopefully I will get it. Baby, I want you to know that I love you with all of my heart. I miss you. I want you. I need you and I love you with all of my heart, baby. I will never, never, never give up on you. Okay? Never think this. Good night, baby. Sweet and blessed dreams to you. I need you. Don't forget this. Take care of yourself, baby. Please take care. Love you with all my heart. Good night.
All right. Now, real quick before we go on to the next one, Kangaroo, as y'all know, was executed, and his family has asked that we get some stories of him, some funny stories, some good stories about Ivan. So if you can, you have Linda's on on your tablet, if you have me on your tablet, if you can email one of us some funny, good stories of kangaroo, that would be great. We would really appreciate it. All right, now we have Miss Lydia on line 1.
Hi there, Dani.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good here in the Rio Grande Valley. Windy day, but a beautiful day. We're blessed.
Yes.
Yes. And I just want to say hi to my son and tell him that we're doing good. What's her name? Alex's baby has really been enjoying that pool she now gets in, but she's still taking it easy when she gets in. She's a little bit, I think, scared, but she's getting in the water now. Tia Janie was going to go up to Jenny's, and Tia Early was going to go with her, but then Edward was out of town, so Tia Janie decided not to go. And then she said, well, it's best I don't go because there's going to be a lot of traffic, people driving up towards that area to see that eclipse. So Janie decided not to go. I offered to go with her, but she said she wasn't going anymore. Okay? But that's about it. Everybody else is home and taking it easy. And we'll see what tomorrow holds, mijo. Okay? And I know if Victor's hearing this, that his sister's already on the list. And I gave her this number so that maybe she could call. So maybe she'll call here in a few minutes. But and today Jorge made some hamburgers. I had been craving hamburgers outside and cooked outside on the grill. So we had burgers, hot dogs, and some chicken. And they were really good. Theo came by and he picked up a burger. But we all ate. Everybody ate. Jorge's workers ate, and I ate. Even Bingo. Bingo didn't even want to walk today. He was so tired from being outside. Jorge just called him, and Bingo wouldn't even show his head outside. He wanted to stay in. Bueno, papi, that's all for tonight. Love you and miss you. And you take care, mijo. My saludos to all the guys. You know who you are. And blessings. Good night. Good night, Dani and Linda. Thank you. Thank you for everything.
Good night. Have a great weekend.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, now we have Lupe on line 2.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Sure can. How are you?
Doing just fine. First of all, I wanted to thank you all for making this possible. Thank you very much. And my shout out is for Isidro de la Cruz, and he's in the Polonsky unit. Just wanted to stop by and say hi. And I hope you're doing good. I have you in my prayers every day. And your mama came to visit with me for a few minutes before they were on their way with the rest of the family that went to visit you last week. I hope you had a great visit. I also want to let you know that everybody in the family is doing fine. And wanted to also let you know, to ask you to check on your email or JP, because Liz said she was going to try to contact you via email. I know it's been a while, but your mother said she could get on your JP that used to be whatever, and it'll take her directly to the new, I guess, email that you have. But just wanted to say hi and letting you know that I read my prayers every day, and just stay strong, and you are loved. I thank you all very much, and you all have a great evening.
You too. Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, now we have Mysterious Mike, who texts in all caps like he's yelling.
Hello, this is Mysterious Mike for doing his shout-outs for the prison show. Here's my shout-outs. The guys of Texas, Guy Alexander, Jamie Cuppett, Stephen Russell, Stephen McGee. Shout-out for Philip Perez. Lucy and Michelle want me to do a shout-out for Paul. Shout-out for Jovan, Matt, Thomas, Edward Rees, Adam Wilkerson, Curtis Robertson, Blaine Milam. Shout-out for Haas. Shout-out for Oz. Tasha wants me to do a shout-out for Payday. Shout-out for Keith Money. And there's some more shout-outs here to Bill R. Sims. Shout-out to Clarence Lee Bowman. Hopefully you're doing much better. Shout-out to Raymond Lee Cart. And you can continue to write to Mysterious Mike. And also, I'd like to do another special shout-out to Oz. Hopefully he's doing much better. But you can continue taking care of David Collingsworth. And now back to the prison show.
And what is that address, you ask? It is 226 Chipmunk Trail, 226 Chipmunk Trail, Shepherd, America, 77371. And now we have Hank Lamb. Hi,
Can
Hank.
you hear me?
We can, yes.
How you doing?
Doing good. How are you doing?
Well, all right. So I guess you're asking about the surgery.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. I'm doing great. I've been out of the hospital since Saturday. Double bypass. I had no symptoms. I missed my annual appointment last year, and so I decided not to wait the whole year. And I went in February, and they found a little blockage in my neck, in my left carotid. And they said, well, we'll run an angiogram on you, where they run the wire up through your groin, into your neck, into your heart, and all that. And they found I had a 90% and a 100% blockage in my heart. And, I'm just lucky I didn't find out with a stroke or a heart attack in the emergency room,
Absolutely.
But anyway, they fixed it. I'm in good shape. I'm in recovery now, getting better every day. But I wanted to call in and just do a shout out to all the folks, in TDCJ, all the guys that used to write and everything. I'm sure they're still writing, but now they're writing y'all. And I'm sure that mail's getting spread around plenty. But
yeah.
And I also want to do a shout out, and I hope the guys are listening, but I've had several guys that I was working with before I retired that have gotten out now. And I just want to encourage them to stick with it. Keep your nose to the grindstone, keep your nose clean. And guys that are still in, I know for years we talked about it, but David and I, Dewey, Ray, we're all examples of guys getting out and being able to stay out. And it's not as, a lot of people go back. A lot of people do go back. But it's not as hard staying out as people like to make it sound. And I just want to encourage everybody to, do the best you can while you're in there. Start changing your mind, like Danny Sneed says. I'm not praying about getting out. I'm praying about staying out. That sort of thing. And get your mind right. Start improving yourself in any way you can. Get some classes, whatever you can do. I've got a guy that's going to truck driving school. He's fixing to get out. So that's going to turn into a little career for him right after he gets out. I just want to encourage everybody, stick with it. Keep calling the prison show. Keep having your families call the prison show. Keep writing. Stay in contact with people, because there are people out here that care the world about you. I know it doesn't feel like that when you're behind those bars a lot of the time, but there are people all over KPFT, all over the prison show, that are advocates for you. And then the family calls. So the families care about you. Advocates care about you. The prison show cares about you. KPFT cares about you enough to keep the prison show on all these years. So, it's just a word of encouragement for everybody. Nothing's perfect, and we sure know TDCJ isn't. and they're not even trying to get perfect, but you can make things better for yourself, and then you can get out and make things even better. So, I'm not going to stay on my soapbox on that. I wanted to also shout out to you and Miss Linda and even Mysterious Mike. I'm glad he's still doing that. And then David, I thank the world of you guys for doing it and sticking to it and everything. I think I got out at the right time for me, but everybody's got their own threshold. For me, it was 30 years of this kind of work. So I had a point where I felt like it was enough. But, you guys are doing a great job. The station appears to be very happy with you. I don't hear anything but good things. So thanks for doing it.
Well, and thank you for the encouragement, and we hope you feel much better really soon.
Well, I actually feel pretty great. When I cough or sneeze or something, my chest hurts, because of the foot-long incision in my chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, honestly, I'm doing pretty good. Getting back in the swing of things. Got out and about, ran some errands today, so that was pretty good. I don't know, it's a little tiring. I'm not spry yet. I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, things are going good. Linda's taking good care of me. I got the best doctors there in the medical center, so no worries. I got a bunch of follow-up appointments this coming week, and I'll know more. I think this is where they lower the boom on me and tell me, well, you got to do more exercise, you got to change your diet, no more fatty foods, no more this, no more that. I think it's all going to happen this coming week.
Well, definitely keep us updated, Hank, and give us a call back.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for keeping it up.
Love you too. Take care.
All right.
Whoa. Linda's like, boom.
Quick draw, McGraw.
I know. All right, Stacy.
This is to my husband, Sporty Black at Wainwright Unit. Hey, baby love, this is Wifey kissing you the national holiday, First Contact Day. Wow. Does that bring up memories? So which do I focus on? The first time I saw you, or the first time I knew you were mine, our first contact kiss and wedding. Man, there's been so many first kind of contact days. I just can't wait for the contact to bring you home with me. And it's coming, baby. Yeah, it's coming soon. It's been a chilly spring overcast day here. Oh, and boo, check this. The Virginia Ombudsman bill got passed by the governor. Yup. It's many years in the making. Anyway, we got it on all the platforms. The girls are behaving. We all just miss you, boo. People are tripping on this solar eclipse, man. You got prisoners in New York who sued to see the eclipse because of their religious reasons. And guess what? Yup, they won. They get to see it, yup. 6 of them get to observe the eclipse, yup. It's bringing millions to the commerce traffic, too. Anyways, boo, enough of this. I'm just kissing you. I love you, my heart. Mwah! Stay healthy and safe. Remain focused and tough. You know you got me, sweetheart. Mwah! Take care, sweetheart.
All right. Now we have Virginia on line 3.
Hi, to anyone listening. I just wanted to shout out to Victor Godinez and Beto. Thank you, and to all the guys that gave my brother, a friendly welcoming. It truly means a lot, and I just wanted to let all of y'all know that this is what you're going through. It's not who you are. Victor, if you're listening, which I hope you are, I love you, and I hope that you're happy to hear me. I cannot wait to see you. Josiah's crawling around now. He's teething. So I made him some popsicles today for his tea. I can't wait to see you. I love you so much, and please just stay strong. That's it.
Is my mom allowed to speak as well?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ahí está, mami, para Alex. Oh.
Mijito, te quiero mucho, papacito. Acuérdate que aquí está tu perris, mi homie, esperándote. Te amo, mi vida.
Okay, that's it. Thank y'all so much for making this possible. It means a lot.
Thank you. Call back next week.
I will. I sure will.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay. Now, TDC had an update on their website that, there's 44,848 current number of cool beds available. There is 2,149 cool beds under construction and 11,565 cool beds in design. One thing that we noticed is the hobby unit is not on there. The Ellis unit is not on there. There's quite a few that are just not on there. And then there's quite a few that have so little. It's quite amazing. Anyway, we have that list. So
how do we get one of those? What, do you just got to apply for one, or you got to get in trouble? I mean, how's that work?
You have to have a medical restriction, but with the medical restriction comes a whole different, it's like you can't do this, you can't do this. Oh, you want a cold bed? Well, you can't do this,
So you get punished to get a cold bed.
Pretty much. Even that incentive housing they have going on in general population where they have like a real apartment or a home environment kind of thing. That's not in, you can't have a restriction, cold bed restriction, and be in one of those. So it's,
Yeah, TDC.
Yeah, it's not cool.
Yeah.
Stephanie said it's not cool. Well, we have that list, if you would like the list. And we also have Miss Linda.
Yes, I'm here tonight. You got me turned on? Yeah. Okay. Want to say hello to Driver, Michael Morris, Thomas Miller L., Paul DeVoe, William Owen Sr., Jaime Cole, Franklin Davis, Will Spear, Cedric Marks, Robert Satterfield, Robert Solis, Lucky Ward, Ronald Haskell, William Hudson, Juan Balderas, Blaine Milam, Paul Story, Walter Sorto, Robert Roberson, Brett Ripkowski, Charles Hill, Iron Thunder Horse, Curtis Robertson, Stephen Curry, Eugene Broxton, Marcus Drury, Troy Glover. Have a nice week, guys, and I'll talk to you next week.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Iron Thunder Horse. Lynn and I have been getting your emails, and you had some good ideas, passed them on to David. So
I'm going to write you back. I've just been really busy, but I'm going to get you a letter in the mail or on your e-message.
She said she's going to write you back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already had her mic down.
I know. He
Okay.
tries to shut me up.
Well, I thought you was done. So.
Yeah, Mr. Iron Thunder Horse, you had some good ideas. Passed them on to David.
I got a letter from you today.
Oh.
Yeah, snail mail.
Snail mail. Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
I just added him on my Securus, so I'll answer him probably tomorrow sometime.
Awesome. So be looking out for that, Mr. Thunder Horse. And here's my shout out to you. Shout out to Thunder Horse. All right. Also, Roderick Harris and Driver. How y'all doing? Mr. Jeff. How you doing? And Brett. Brett, we had your puzzle that you sent to me, and we were trying to figure it out. Actually, Stephanie, I think, got it figured out because, I had it in my office today trying to, I was like, ooh, I'm not good. But anyway, got it figured out. So thank you. Thank you very much. Michael Ferguson, hey. T, happy early birthday, T. Happy birthday. Big head, Blaine. We had a great conversation earlier. He's so funny. Mayo, Leroy, Jay Van Story. Jay is at the Win Unit, and they finally were able to hear the prison show. The area that he's in, it's very hard for him to catch it. So anyway, I'm glad that you got to hear me saying, hey, Toot. No, I'm not going to forget you, Toot. That's some good stuff, right? I think that's what you said. That's some good stuff there. Leo Willis, Joe Don, Big Daddy Chucky, Marlon Nelson. Shout out to all of y'all. And I think Stephanie has a shout out. Come on, walk on over here and drop a shout.
She can use a mic right there. I got a switch.
Okay. Well, switch it on, but she won't be on camera. We got to get her on.
We'll get on over there then.
See, I knew what I was doing.
You go, girl.
All right.
Shout out, but I'll create one. Well, shout out to my husband, Gary, of course. I love you so much. He's asleep, but somebody will tell him I said,
yeah.
Hello to all the guys over there in 12 building at Polensky Unit. What's up?
What's up?
I don't know. I want to say thank you to a few people. Lisette and Marty and Fight to Forgive, because they all helped out and contributed to the Easter event that we had this past weekend, and it wouldn't have been possible without you guys. So thank you so much.
That's awesome. I'm glad they were able to help you.
Yeah, we had some competition. They had a big old block party literally across from us with 400 people, and I was like, well, you know what? As long as somebody got their Easter,
that's
it's
right.
Great. But we ended up like a community event, so everybody at the park was coming and eating, and it turned out to be really good, I think. So
it was a great idea,
fun.
A fantastic idea, and I am so glad that you are able to assist us here, Stephanie. So glad. I really am. Yeah.
Well, thank you. No pressure.
I know, no pressure.
Aw.
What is?
Chivas?
I said me too.
Yeah, Linda too.
Oh, thank you, Linda.
Yeah, we were talking about that at dinner tonight.
Love you, Stephanie.
Yeah, we love you, and I think
we're gonna miss you.
Huh?
Even if it's just 1 week, we're gonna miss you.
Oh,
she won't be here next week.
No.
But
that's why we need more people to help out.
Yeah, get the word out.
We need more people to help out.
Yeah.
Well, we've had volunteers, but they just don't always come. They got better things to do on Friday night.
Well, we need someone who's going to be able to consistently come and not just kind of pop in and out. So
Got to make a commitment.
Right, it's a commitment. It definitely is.
There are those of us that we live this lifestyle. I mean, I'm constantly online. I'm trying to do everything that I can. My phone rings off the wall. I do get letters. Believe it or not, I get some letters. I don't always make shout-outs, but I'm trying to do my part. And every one of us in this room live the lifestyle. This is what we do. And I told my wife before we got married, please don't get jealous, but this is what I do. And I get online. I do TIFA. I do a lot of the different groups. I see Dani on all the groups, especially the call to action lately. You've been on that thing a lot with Brittany.
Yeah.
But it takes, I don't know how many hours out of the day. I mean, it's a constant thing. So
it really is, and you have to want it.
For some of y'all, it's a family thing. For me, it's just, I can't see going down that road and not putting that dead end road sign up. everybody has to know. I mean, and then the guys that are still there, you have to know that, like Hank said, there's hope. I'm not saying I'm all there, and I never make mistakes. I'm not saying that at all. I make a lot of mistakes.
Yes.
I'm a redneck. And,
yes, you are. Yes,
and I get myself in trouble. Hank says it's not too hard, but sometimes it's really hard. Sometimes I've really got to learn how to shut my mouth. But I've been out since 2010 this time. Never thought I'd make it. I get off parole next year.
Which is awesome.
I don't want to curse myself, but it sure would be cool.
Don't jinx yourself. And we have Chevis.
Peace and power to our listeners. Can y'all hear me?
We sure can.
Fantastic. Great to be on. Chevis Watson, your in-mass incarceration reporter, and tonight I won't give you such a long report, but I will tell you this. I will be on the radio next Friday, so tell your family, tell your friends, but most importantly, tell the brothers and the sisters inside. Please, I've got some exciting updates. I've been doing my research, digging deep in the Houston area, and I found an organization that I think can help some of us. I've also found a ministry in Burnett County that's doing some fantastic work for our women in TDCJ that are being released. So I'd be happy to share that next week. Stephanie, I'm going to miss you as well, as I'll be in-house. And I should probably start volunteering for that as well to help out best I can. We live in very strange and interesting times, Miss Dani, Miss Linda, Hank, David, Captain Tom. Want to send well wishes to a big shout out to Hank on his road to recovery. David, congratulations, man. That's exciting news. You're an inspiration to so many of us. To you all that are inside, again, we live in very strange and interesting times. I just came back from Washington, D.C. for the first annual Impact of Incarceration on Our Communities conference, and I'll be talking a little bit about that next week. But I had just laid down when the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed due to the shipwreck last week. It was such a national security threat. I saw so many people in desperate care and concern of those impacted, and I couldn't help but think of all of our Texans that seem to stay silent and at this point neglectful to the travesties that are happening inside the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. I want to shout out Darius Elam and the Darrington Unit. Brother, nobody on my side, on our team, has forgotten about you, brother. Want to shout out Juan Sanchez in Garza West, my client and my amigo, innocent in Garza West, has lost 100 pounds in the last year. And why is it? Because of the inhumane, cruel, and unusual conditions of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. I want to shout out my little brother, Devin Anderson, in the Michaels Unit. You keep your head up, keep your head in the books, brother. And I'll be J-paying soon. You stay focused on the desired goal. Want to shout out Pedro Quintero in the Robertson Unit up in Abilene. Hope the word gets to you, brother. Be talking to your mother more and more. Understanding your case and meeting Eric. Want to shout out Melissa Lucio. Want to shout out Rodney Reed. Want to shout out Anibal Canales. Want to shout out Eugene Broxton and his wife, who continues to carry so much courage. Want to shout out all our friends, all our loved ones. Want to shout out our brothers and sisters who just got there this week, still shaking up from diagnostics and being in the chicken coop waiting on the haircut.
Hey, I'm sorry,
shout you all out.
But you got to wrap it up now. We're fixing to close up.
We've got our last minutes, Prison Show audience. You stay thinking on creative reentry solutions and strategies. I will be on next week. Again, thank you for the time, Miss Dani, Miss Linda, our Death Row Angels, David, and the rest. Y'all have a good night. Safe travels. God bless.
Same to you.
Cool. That was a good show. Sorry we had to cut Sheva short. It's just time to move on. We got we had 30 seconds, but it's been a good show. Really informative show. I don't know what all's going to happen with Securus, but at least we know what's going on. It's not a mystery, and we can see why different things are happening. Yeah. It's starting to make a little bit of sense. I don't know what else to say. I don't want to wish anything bad on anybody, but at the same time, there needs to be some change. And if you're going to be such a large corporation, you need to be able to pay your bills. I mean, I got to pay my bills. Miss Dani got to pay her bills. Stephanie got to pay her bills. Stephanie just went through some trials and but she paid her bills. So, I mean, that's what we got to do. So especially if you want to be a business, I seen a cop the other day that had, they were commercial in law enforcement. So their whole job was to deal with businesses and people with commercial vehicles and they didn't care about the private citizen. I mean, if something was going on, they'd probably help it. But I'm just saying that was their job to do the business side of things. And I think that they should be held at a greater accountability, the business side of things, because you're out there to make money. So you should make sure all your insurances and all that stuff your bills definitely got to be paid. It doesn't make any sense to make $740 million and not being able to pay your bills. I mean, if you got to juggle it, get it paid. But
they sure cut us off.
Yeah,
if we don't pay.
That's right. They cut you off quick. But we're coming up with CNVRGE. CNVRGE is coming up next. And so y'all stay tuned. If you don't know anything about CNVRGE, they were born in a college radio station on the University of Houston campus. It's a couple, I don't know, is it 1 hour or 2 hours now? I think, didn't they change?
I don't know.
But they're showcasing all the best in local house and techno music scene. So y'all stay tuned for DJs Nico and Chris, and they'll take you through a journey of the Houston underground electronic music scene. So, without further ado, y'all have a good weekend, and we're going to go out and listen to Charlie and the Regrets.
Have a great weekend.
Daddy, I'm coming to see you. Visiting hours next week. Mama ain't been doing too well. I'll tell you more when we speak. And Billy's loving high school. He's out there blocking for JV. I'm sure he's gonna come around by the time you give released. Friday night, the inmates go quiet. Listen for a voice they know. It's prison radio. It's prison radio. From Paris to Polanski. Bonjour, mi amor.